Cites Senate Democrats repeatedly rejecting a new funding bill. So what do Republicans plan to do? Well, look who's here in studio. Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin joins me now. Senator Mullin, I want to get to the shutdown, but first I want to talk about this so-called No Kings protest. Your team exposed this, and you found a poster. Apparently, they're touting the communists?
Yeah, well, it's actually sponsored. If you look at their sponsorship of the No Kings rally, it says CPUSA, which is the Communist Party of the United States of America. And it actually has the same symbol that the old Soviet Union used to have on it. When my team first saw it, they looked at it and they said, is this for real? We researched it, and sure enough, you can see it right there in the bottom left-hand corner where it says CPUSA. You're going, okay, there's a reason why Republicans are calling this an anti-American rally. It is exactly what it is. When you have the Communist Party that's sponsoring it, you're saying that's pro-America? Come on, give me a break. And you're protesting on the streets at present.
All you people that have been saying certain things in my comments about what I've been saying about these protests, these No Kings, aka We Hate America protests. Look at this. Look at these organizations. Look into them individually to understand why we've been saying, people on the right have been saying what we've been saying about these are the type of people that do not like America. They don't love this country. So they're trying to use other countries' ideologies to bring them here and help spread it throughout this nation when the majority of the American people do not want this. We do not want this.
It is exactly what it is. When you have the Communist Party that's sponsoring it, you're saying that's pro-America? Come on, give me a break. And you're protesting on the streets that President Trump made safe. You're protesting on the streets that President Trump has made it possible for you to actually walk outside. I mean, you're protesting President Trump, who's secured the border, who's lowered inflation, who's brought down gas prices, who's had morale in the military at the highest it's been. You go through the optimistic outlook for the American people, and they're saying that this is the first time they feel hopeful about it.
Look at these. Look, they're all old people. They're mostly old people. And I've been saying this, from experience when I went to my local protest of I Hate America. I went to go check them out and to see, what I would hear from these people. I didn't want to go out there and question just yet. I wanted to hear what these people had to say, what kind of signs they had out there. I mean, I saw a freaking sign that said, I am Antifa. What does that tell you about everybody else around there? And nobody else said anything to this guy. They didn't tear his sign down and say, no, we're not Antifa. We're this, and this. No, if they stand behind what was already declared as a terrorist organization, everybody in the entire crowd is just, they're all criminal. They're all criminal. They're all supporting and condoning violence in this country. And that's not how you get peace in this country.
Did 8 wars. He's brought home the hostages in Israel, and yet you still see signs out there that says Free Palestine. I mean, are you kidding? You can't make this stuff up. What are you exactly protesting other than your hatred towards President Trump? And it's absolutely absurd. And you have the Communist Party that's sponsoring you?
Yeah, the Communist Party USA, you see that there in that poster. And yet, your colleague in the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, said this. I want to play his remarks about this protest.
We're a democracy in America. We have no kings, despite the fact that Trump has even said he wants to become one. Millions of
no, he didn't.
Millions will come together to say just that.
See what I mean?
Want kings in America. I will join the marchers to celebrate what makes this country so great.
So he's joining the marchers sponsored by the Communist Party?
Right. Well, but look who's leading the party today. You have a socialist and a Marxist between Bernie Sanders and AOC. You have 3 individuals that were sworn in by the Quran who believes in the Sharia law, which is Tlaib, Omar, and Jasmine Crockett. And so you think, and they're the 5 people leading it, and you have Chuck Schumer that's going to literally march in a parade led by the Communist Party. But you know who's not marching in it? Hakeem Jeffries. Do you know who also hasn't supported Madami, who's an open communist that's going to possibly be the mayor of this great city? Is Hakeem Jeffries. You know why? I 100% believe he's setting up a run for 2028. I mean, who else is the party going to go to, right? They're going to recycle Hillary. They're going to bring back Michelle Obama. They're going to bring Kamala Harris, who says she's by far the most qualified candidate to ever run for president. I mean, literally, she said that with a straight face. And so I 100% think Hakeem is at this point is looking at a 2028 run.
Well, that's fascinating to me because Hakeem Jeffries has never been on my radar as someone who could run for office. But you make a really compelling case. He's not endorsed the Democratic Socialist, who's the Democratic nominee.
Right.
And he's not going to join these marchers. So what's his calculation here? He wants to play a little bit to the middle?
Well, think about when Speaker McCarthy became Speaker. It was Nancy Pelosi who was the Speaker who should have gave the gavel to Kevin McCarthy. She didn't. She stood aside, and the gavel was actually given by Hakeem Jeffries, who was never the Speaker. He never had the gavel. And he went on, if you remember, at 1 o'clock in the morning, he went on for about a 15-minute rant about it sounded like he was announcing his candidacy. So at that point was the first time I looked at that and said, I told my wife, I went, he's running for president. And I think he wanted to run for president in 26, excuse me, but he couldn't. But you think about the individuals out here that are also looking at the No King's Day. These are the same people that put Kamala Harris in as their nominee, and she never won even a primary election.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a king is. A king doesn't win an election. A king is appointed. They literally appointed Kamala Harris to be their VP or their presidential candidate for the Democrat Party in the 26 elections, and yet they're protesting President Trump, who won, the electoral vote, the popular vote, and by the way, all 77 counties in Oklahoma, which he's very proud of.
Clowns. Every single one of them are clowns. They're even dressing up as a literal clown. This should tell everybody these are people that need help. We need to create another agency where people are trusted to go out, these agents to go out there and question people. And if you're saying some false information or stuff that's like mentally deranged, you need to be taken to a facility and further investigated, questioned, to find out your ideology, if it's either for peace or for violence. That's how it should be distinguished. Peace or violence in the United States of America. If you're for peace, great. You're free to go. Continue protesting, doing your thing. But if they start investigating and seeing signs, and you have a track record, you have a digital footprint of saying certain things where you're hating America and you're not about coming together to make things work with an opposing view, yes, you need to be on some sort of medication. We need to keep you away from society, because the more we allow these crazy ass people in society, it's a disease. We're spreading stupidity around the country. Schumer going out there and said, "Yeah, Trump said he wanted to be king." No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Something simple like that, like he needs to be taken. Schumer needs to be taken into a facility and questioned about his mental capacity of what he's really believing. Does he really believe? Where's the exact proof? Show the exact proof that Trump said he wants to be king. Oh, you did find it. Let's see it. Show it to the American people. Oh, it's not true. You made it up because you wanted to stir some shit in America. Yeah, you're done. Your position's done. You need to be de-seated. You're gone. I mean, we need to have accountability. I mean, a lot of people on the right have been talking about it. We need accountability for a lot of these people that are spewing false information. And the more I just see it, the more a lot of other people in this country are getting sick of it. They're getting sick of it.
We're very proud of that too. He was actually duly elected, yet this party is who? I don't even know if they know their identity anymore.
Yeah, the Democratic Party, it's worth mentioning. When's the last time they really had a competitive primary? Because the Bernie Sanders camp is like, hey, now, you blocked me from the nomination, and then next time around, they appoint Kamala Harris, no real election or primary there. As we look at these images, look, there's a guy in like clown hair there, rainbow clown hair. You see this torch, I assume that's.
Well, I'm glad they're blocking out the vulgar language too. You all see all the signs that have vulgar stuff written on them.
I bet you passed a lot of that here in New York City. But this is what Democrats are shutting down the government for, because the reasoning here is Schumer got so much criticism in March.
That's right.
For making a deal with Republicans, and he needed to cater to the left-wing base, and so he needed to let this rally happen before reopening the government. Do you believe that's the cynical calculation?
No. Well, it even gets crazier than that, Kaylee. If you look at who actually wrote the CR, he wrote it. He wrote this clean CR back in September when he was leader of the Senate, when he was underneath President Biden. This is the same CR we passed last September. This is that he voted for. This is the CR we voted for in December. This is the CR he voted for in January, and the CR he voted for in March. What's changed now is you got a career politician named, well, Chucky Schumer, who is afraid of AOC in 2028. Now, mind you, his election isn't until 2028. But when he voted for it in March, she released a poll showing that she beats him statewide by 20%. His entire mentality changed because that's what happens when you have a career politician. I make a joke about this all the time, but he was in the House of Representatives in '96. That was 3 decades ago. That's the year I graduated high school.
Yeah.
That's how long he's been there. But that's what you have when you have a career politician. You can't rationalize with them because they're not making sense for the American people. You can't negotiate with crazy. He's worried about his political views, which is his political ambitions. He's scared to death that he won't have the title senator if he votes for it.
And that Oklahoma senator made some good points. I mean, the thing with Kamala Harris, great point. Why didn't any of those crazy people out there have signs about no king, no kings? The Democratic Party switched from Joe Biden running again against Donald Trump and forced Kamala Harris to move in. Just because they kept denying the mental decline of Joe Biden, they waited last minute to say, you know what, yeah, Joe Biden, he's not going to make it. The debate with Donald Trump really set it off in the entire world. It exposed Joe Biden for what he really is just, he's just getting too old. A lot of these guys are getting too old. You can't be the president and defend the American people if you can't even comprehend where to get off a damn stage. Like, that's just my opinion. But with Kamala Harris, they chose Kamala Harris to run because they didn't want to lose all the funds that they made for campaigning for Joe Biden. From what I've read and from what I've heard, all that campaign money has to be used by the running mate or the vice president are the only people that can use it to run for president for the next term. And this is why they chose Kamala Harris, because if they didn't choose Kamala Harris and they chose Gavin Newsom or what's her name, Obama, then they wouldn't be able to use all that campaign money. That's what I read and heard. So I think that was the reason why it was forced upon Kamala Harris. I don't even think she wanted to run for president. I mean, they were saying she was drunk half the time. I mean, there was times where you could really believe that she was under the influence of something to make you believe that, you know, she has to be on something for her to say this or act this way. I mean, you guys seen all the videos that we've made and online. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Till next time, peace out, everybody. This one's for Charlie.